So at number 5, we've got Batman Arkham Knight. Even though I gave Batman Arkham Knight a good review, after the hype died down, I kind of realized something. Maybe this game wasn't as amazing as it was? So let me just tell you this. I still love Batman Arkham Knight, but not as nearly as much as I did when I first played it. For instance, the Arkham Knight, completely predictable. Halfway through the game, there are hints of the character being Arkham Knight, but it's just too obvious. The character you see die during a, how do I put it, dream stage, you don't actually see him get shot. If you've played the game, you know what I mean. And at that instance, I knew he was going to be the Arkham Knight. And guess what? I was right. Scarecrow. I was super excited for Scarecrow being a villain, since he's one of my favourite villains in the whole Batman comics and everything. I just love the guy. He disappears throughout the game a lot of the time. He mainly talks through his big scary TV telling you, hey Batman, you've lost. And during the last stages of the game, he pops up again just to reveal your identity. Yay. But that's not the part that annoyed me the most about this game. Actually, it turned out to be the actual real ending. So if you want to get the real ending, you need to do most of the side quests. And the one that takes the cake the most is the Riddler side quests. So when able to complete the Riddler side quest, you need to get everything. Every single Riddler trophy, do all of his riddles, everything. And can I just say there's like 200, over 200 of those? It is annoying. Not to mention Deathstroke's battle was awful. Oh boy, don't even talk to me about it. So at number 4 we have Evolve. And the reason Evolve is on this list is because it's boring. It really is just a boring game. And I will explain to you why. How do you like the sound of playing one game mode constantly all the time, running and chasing a massive monster? Just running and running and running. Well, that's what you'll be doing throughout most of the game, because if the monster knows what it's doing, you'll be just running and you'll have no way of catching it up. Not to mention that if you pre-ordered the game, everything was unlocked for you straight away. Who does that? Seriously, to have the Wraith straight away? No, that thing is really hard to take out. It was one of the most OP monsters in the game. There was no way you could win against that thing, even when it was at level 1. Level fucking 1. Not to mention the DLC, which was absolutely dreadful. People counting up how much it would cost you, nearly over £200 or something ridiculous like that. Not even to mention that the most expensive edition you could get, the deluxe edition I believe it was called, that for some reason didn't even give you all the content straight away. Stuff like skins were completely removed for you, and it was just boring. All the different classes were meh, and most of the time the monsters would just run and you would have to run after it. Then you would find it, put it in a shield, try and shoot at it, and if it got to level 3, you're screwed. It's game over. And for that reason, I've put Evolve on number 4. So on our list we have Battlefield Hardline, and the reason why I didn't like this game so very much was because, well, it's a shit version of Battlefield 4. And yes, the launch was a little bit better. Well, actually it was a lot better, more stable, and I'm glad they delayed it, because if it came out on its original date, probably would have sucked even harder than it actually does now. But what do you think of when you think Battlefield? Probably army, probably cars, frickin' tanks, big jets, helicopters, machine guns, a large infantry of weapons, big open maps to kill people. Well, this game failed to capture any of that. With this small scale map for 32 versus 32, it was just mayhem to play in and not a lot of fun, as every time I would try and kill someone, there would always be like 5 other guys behind me. Not even to mention that the game mode Hotwire, where you gotta get in a car, if you just span around in a single area over and over and over again, you would get money like crazy. And I even noticed when playing a game of Hotwire that nobody was attacking each other. People were just spinning in circles, gaining points and leveling up. It made the leveling system completely pointless and broken. Not to mention that the wide variety of weapons was very limited. Actually, it was awful, having certain weapons for different classes, certain weapons for the robbers and certain weapons for the cops. It didn't really matter because for every weapon a cop had, there was always an exact replica of that weapon, but just a different look for the robbers. So overall, I hated Battlefield Hardline for being one of the most bland excuses for a Battlefield game. A cops and robbers theme made no sense for the series at all, as Battlefield is kind of, well, a battlefield. Cops and robbers don't actually, go around towns shooting each other. I guess you could say number 2 is kind of cheating, but I'm going to put it on the list anyways, because why not? It's my list. I'm going to put it on there anyways, because what? It's my list. It says right in the bottom left corner of the British screen. My list. But Destiny's DLC was disappointing. How can I put it? The developers yet again promised us that we would be getting a story, and we really didn't. Eris Morn's story of Crota, it was stupid. It was yet again just go over here, kill some things because, hey, guess what? It's evil. And Destiny already did that. And then the second DLC, House of Wolves, which was a bit better than the first DLC, yet again had no story. It's just boring. I mean, I just feel like I'm shooting at things for no reason. Like, hey, this guy is really bad. If you shoot him in my face, I'll give you a gun. Oh, great, awesome. I didn't need to know why or anything. I just need to, shoot. Yeah, okay. And at number 1, the most disappointing game of this half, and probably nearly to the end if it's keeping up this track record, Elder Scrolls Online. Oh my god. I know technically this game came out on the PC a while ago, but it just recently came out on consoles. And me being a dumbass who had already been told that the game was crap, I bought it anyways, just because of the Elder Scrolls name alone. I soon regretted that because I was bored. So very bored. The missions really just consist of you go over here, kill something, come back. You get something over here, come back. Come talk to this guy, you win. Here's a quest. Not to mention that grouping is absolutely awful. I mean, you get put into a group, and then you go to the area you need to go into a dungeon, and they will not be there. They'll be roaming around the place, doing their own thing. The game does not keep you together, and oh my god. How do I put it? So you have 3 different factions, and if your friend chooses a completely different faction to you, guess what? You'll never be able to play with him ever. I get it that the whole story is, oh, these 3 factions are fighting each other, they can't be buddies, but once you complete the whole I was a part of the Daggerfall Covenant or whatever it was. Once I finished there, you can go to other places and do their missions instead. But yet again, you're not able to see them, the other characters that have chosen that faction. You cannot see them. You'll just see your guys in their faction. Oh, it's so awful. This game is boring, bland, and it literally just rides on the success of Elder Scrolls, and I just hate it. Not to mention dungeons, while fun, get boring because guess what? You got to do it over and over and over again until you get your favorite loot, and most of the time you might not even get it. It's just boring. I mean, come on, Destiny has a gambling system, and you can't even trade in that. But I'd rather play Destiny than ever touch this game ever again.